Alright guys, in today's video we have a lot of big news to cover. With some brand new info and updates that came out, we have quite a few things to go over in this video. Finally, we have some info on when the PS5 release date is coming. We can also talk about CAMELLYA's new weapon changes, the confirmation about the 2.0 update coming right after 1.4, and some more details about an upcoming 2.0 character. So we will go over everything new in this video, and if you guys want to keep being updated on everything Wuthering Waves, make sure to like and subscribe, put those notifications on for more daily updates. But alright, let's get into it. So starting off with the news on the PS5. So we finally have some news on the PS5 release date. I've had a lot of comments on the channel recently asking when are we finally gonna have the release date of Wuthering Waves on PlayStation consoles. Well, good thing yesterday we finally have some new info that came out about this, suggesting that the PS5 release might come with the 2.0 version update. So we finally have some news about this. It seems like we've been waiting around forever for when we're getting news about the PS5 release date, but this is really nice to see. I know a lot of players are anticipating it, especially for the mobile players. I would bet going from mobile to PS5 would be a drastically different experience. So if this is true that the 2.0 version update will have the PS5 release, this is going to be really hype. Now talking about the 2.0 update, the 2.0 version update is right around the corner. It got officially confirmed. The version 1.4 will indeed be the last patch before we move to the big 2.0 version update. This was confirmed today from the patch preview on the Japan side. It was mentioned that 2.0 is coming right after, so we finally have official confirmation on that as well. Previously, all we had on this information was from leaks that we were going straight to 2.0, but now it's officially confirmed by Wuthering Waves. 2.0 is definitely going to be their biggest update yet, with a whole new map, 2 new 5-star characters, and now if we do get the PS5 release, it will also be quite huge. Also, before we talk about the 2.0 update any further, I want to quickly go over the new changes on CAMELLYA's weapon, because this will be her best in slot, and apparently they just buffed it, so I'm quite curious to see what it does now. Alright, so here we have the new details. We have the before and after. The first effect is the old one, and then we got the new one, which is right beneath it. Let's read over the first effect. So previously, this weapon increased the attack by 12%. When dealing basic attack damage, the wielder gains 12% basic attack damage bonus for 12 seconds. And this effect can also be triggered once per second, stacking up to 5 times. Now this was pretty crazy. This was perfect for CAMELLYA. As you know, she is a basic attack focused character, and this weapon with the 5 stacks on it, fully built, would give her 60% basic attack damage, which is quite insane. She's going to be doing a lot of damage with this one. But now they went over and did some changes on this weapon, so let's go over it. Still increases the attack by 12%, and now when dealing basic attack damage, the wielder gains 10% basic attack damage bonus for 14 seconds. This effect can be triggered once per second, stacking up to 3 times. So this is different. It's basically like the old effect, but this time instead of 12%, it's 10%, and the duration is longer, went from 12 to 14 seconds. And now the stacking, instead of 5 times, it's 3 times, so 30%. And now the newest effect, when the wielder consider energy is consumed, gain 40% basic damage bonus for 10 seconds. This effect can be triggered once per second and ends when the wielder is switched off field. Okay, so they added in a completely new effect here on top of the previous one, which they changed a bit. The previous effect got nerfed, 10% basic attack for 14 seconds, only stacking up to 3 times now. So that's a 30% basic attack from this right there. But this time, she will also gain another 40% basic attack damage when her concerto energy is consumed. Overall, it is a buff because it's a 10% damage buff, but instead this weapon has slightly more restrictions. You won't be able to quick swap. It seems like the devs don't really want to encourage the quick swap gameplay, because the buff will end once you switch out. Because yeah, it says here at the end here, the effect can be triggered once per second and it ends when the wielder is switched off field. Now I'm fine with these changes. She's going to be doing more damage as long as you stay on the field with CAMELLYA. This weapon is still looking pretty crazy for her. The only thing with these changes is that only CAMELLYA can make full use of this weapon now, which is less value overall for an account if you're looking for a sword to run on many sword characters. But for CAMELLYA, this is definitely her best in slot. Keep in mind, the main stat of the weapon is also going to be crit rate, so that is very valuable as well. But yeah, these are all the new CAMELLYA weapon changes. Let me know down below what you guys think. For those who are pulling CAMELLYA, are you pulling for a weapon or not? Me personally, I'm probably going to just use the standard banner weapon. I remember seeing somewhere that the difference between the standard banner and her signature is roughly 20% damage, so not an insane amount, so I'll take it. But overall, very good for CAMELLYA, definitely her best in slot. Alright, so moving on, the last thing to mention is some new info on one of the 2.0 characters called Roco. So we've discussed about Roco before, but this is completely new info. Here's all we know. She's going to be the new 5-star character for 2.0. Turns out it's going to be a small character as well. And I also did not expect this one, a 5-star Havoc Gauntlet user. This will be another limited 5-star Gauntlet user in the game, which would be really cool. We haven't had that many in the game. The last one we got was the free 5-star Zheng. But as you guys know, our last banners, we keep getting Broadblade, Sword, and Rectifier users, so it's nice to see a change for 2.0. We will be getting our first limited 5-star gun user and another limited 5-star Gauntlet user, which would be really cool. Also, one last detail is that this character has a suitcase with a ghost inside of it. This is very interesting. We'll see how that plays out in game. I'm very excited to see what the 2.0 characters are going to be looking like. It's weird how there is still no 2.0 drip marketing to this day, while we are only 1 week away from the new 1.4 update. I also wanted to mention this. The drip marketing for 2.0 is kinda late comparing it to the previous characters, and also after looking at some more info, we can mostly expect the 2.0 drip marketing to drop in around the first phase of 1.4. It could be this week, it could be next week, who knows what they have planned, but when we do get this info, you already know I got you guys covered here on the channel, so feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the info we discussed today. But this will pretty much conclude all the information for this video. If we get anything else, I'll do another update video. But for now guys, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you all in the next one.